We are amazing because our passion is limitless and our drive is intense. Therefore, you will not deny our grind. You are now listening to the Faith, Grind, and Inspire podcast.
Welcome back to another great episode of Faith, Grind, Inspire podcast. I am your host, Gina Lur.
And I'm the co-host, Jeffrey Patrick.
And today we have two special guests.
Yeah.
Two. You ready?
Let's do it.
We got my man, David Saba.
What's up, everybody?
Compass team.
David.
And we have Sam Beer.
Yeah.
Like the beer.
Like the drink. Yeah.
Like the drink.
Confirmed.
And look,
Like that delicious beverage.
this week's episode is going to be all about mindset, all about entrepreneurship, how we're going to level up in 2020, and this is the way to go. So, fellas, thank you guys for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for having me.
And this episode is actually going to be really cool because we're actually going to give people a tour of your place.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
So it's going to be a little different.
All right.
So check us out on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Welcome to Corner Office, NYC. So this is a fully functional executive office suite for all entrepreneurs. And I'm going to take you around to some of the highlights. So, this is the conference room. It's the conference room. You could rent it hourly. You could rent it as part of the package. It has television for video conference abilities. You have the conference call. It seats about 10 people. So that's over here. You have desks that are available for rent. Right here. And then we have more spaces over here. Beautiful space in Bed-Stuy. And then we have a phone station. If you want to have private phone calls. We have a kitchen area over here, fridge, beautiful space, copier. Restroom. And so that's it. So welcome to, hope you enjoy it, and see you guys on the 30th. Faith, Grind, Inspire, Corner Office, Saba Team, Compass. Peace.
Yeah.
All right, so
Who should we start with? Dave or Sam?
let's start with Sam.
All right, let's go with Sam.
All right. So, yeah, right. So, Sam, tell us about who you are, your background. Tell us about who you are. Tell us.
Absolutely. Okay. My name is Sam Beer. To all these fellas listening, I'm the director of leasing and management at Corner Office NYC. I'm just going to really jump in straight into really what Corner Office is about and what I do, from day to day, and what my passion is. Corner Office at NYC is an executive shared office space. I actually, got the chance to show Gene and Dave one of the locations, but we have a few locations across Brooklyn with really every amenity that you need for your office, where you can just really focus on your business growth and needs and nothing else. And I just want to go a little bit into that. I mean, we have amenities such as like a gym, gorgeous rooftop with city views. We have 24/7 access. Daily cleaning, IT, separate networks. I mean, there's really everything you need for your office that you can just come in and what we call is plug and play.
Plug and play.
Exactly. You come in with your laptop, you plug it in, high speed internet Wi-Fi,
Beautiful
and
place,
you're good to go. So
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I could we could even get into some what the offices are about. I mean, we have some offices with bathroom showers.
Wow.
I mean, you could practically live in there with the 24/7 access that we're giving.
Wow.
You could practically live in there, and with your own private terrace. I mean, there's so much more, but I'm sure throughout the show we'll definitely get into all the details. And
So, where are you from?
I'm from Lakewood, New Jersey.
Okay, you from Jersey.
Yeah, from Jersey.
All right, I think you're probably one of our first guests from Jersey.
Yeah, is that?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, I
okay,
think
listen,
so.
there's a first to everything, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I
so
feel you.
I'm from Jersey.
Just the Giants.
Giants,
All right.
yeah.
So what do you think about Daniel Jones? I don't want to get off.
Yeah, no, I'm an excited.
What do you think about Daniel Jones?
I'm
Come on.
optimistic that I think we're going to actually make the playoffs now. Yeah. I mean, now with that Cowboys loss, I mean, again, we don't want to get too much into this, but this is an exciting moment for us Giants fans.
Yes,
we had
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, yeah, we're not going
Redskins
to
are
talk.
definitely out.
Yeah, they're done. But the Cowboys, think about it. With the Cowboys loss, we're one game back right now. So we definitely have a good shot. So yeah, I'm very optimistic. We're gonna get there.
Daniel Jones is faster than what people think. He runs.
He's an athlete.
Yeah,
He's definitely
he
an
runs.
athlete. Yeah.
I watch college football. And when Daniel Jones was in college, a lot of his passes were dropped. The receivers were dropping a lot of this guy's balls. You see what I'm saying?
The receivers weren't nice then.
Nah, man. I thought if listen, Dwayne Haskins threw 50 touchdowns, but those receivers at Ohio State, they were not like the receivers at Kentucky.
Yeah, listen, right now we're happy that we took Daniel Jones ahead of Dwayne Haskins.
I know, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet they're excited about that guy, man.
Yeah.
And another thing is, Daniel Jones ran a faster 40 time than Dwayne Haskins. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Dwayne, I watch college football. I watch combines. Daniel Jones ran a 4.640.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dwayne Haskins ran a 5-second 40. It might have been like a 5 point.
Wow. Yeah, he's super quick.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna see what's going on.
Exactly. I mean, look, one of our, in these offices, we provide actually 65-inch TVs as well. So if you need an office with TV, you don't got to put it in. You don't got to pay for it.
That's what I like my man
and
said.
you want to watch that Giants game.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right?
So what made you get into this space? Because you have the WeWorks of the world, and you have Regis from back in the day, and now the shared office space thing is sexy. Because I remember back in the day when I first started business, actually ACA, I had a Regis.
Really?
Office, right?
So you're familiar with it.
Yeah. I had a Regis office, and I remember telling people, "Oh yeah, I have a shared space," and they was like, "What? You can't afford a?" Yeah, but it wasn't. It was like a little room. But now it's different because you making it sexy.
Exactly.
You're turning this business into something where people adding value, like Dr. Block would say, right? Adding value to the consumer, which is the entrepreneur. Because as an entrepreneur, you don't want to work from home.
Exactly.
You can't. A lot of people can't work from home.
Yeah. And
you need a place that you could visit, that clients can come and see you as a professional.
Get away from the kids.
And get away from the kids, get away from your spouse, and get all the distractions.
Sure.
And
at the same time, you also don't want to have to deal with all the things that have to go into building out an office, from just furniture to IT. If you break it down, utilities. This is all taken care of. So you really, only thing you got to focus on is your business.
What's the
growth
price
and
range
needs,
on
and
that?
that's that. So I mean, we have we have some desks, lower
Give it the
than
price range.
Yeah.
Give
We
us
could
the
even
price
go.
range.
We have some desks lower than $400. Especially the location that you guys with just everything. You're not going to find that where you have just a really, really nice rooftop, that lounge, indoor, outdoor. You saw it the other day, right? And then there's the gym. It's 24/7 access. You have an executive conference room with cable TV, screen sharing. So if you ever got if you have a meeting, client meeting, you could do online. Computer, you could really bring anything up there. So on-site, staff receptionists bringing in your clients. Going to offer them a coffee, tea. We got the whole works really from beginning to end, A to Z.
I'm sorry, I don't want to mess. I skipped over the question. So, how did you get into this business?
Yeah, so you can get sidetracked so easily, but no. So this business actually, you mentioned that there's so many other, co-working spaces and shared office spaces. So this is actually it was actually through a friend specifically how I got into the business was through a friend's family, one of those that just kind of worked out. But the business itself, exactly, right? The business itself, one of the things people will always ask, like, what's different about you? What's unique about Corner Office? And, there's so many other shared office space. Like you said, it's sexy and it's the in thing. And, so right now, we only have 3 locations, which, will be, soon to be more. But Corner Office is, there's a development company called the Markel Group that's an apparent company to the Corner Office. Now, what we do is we like to, we look at a building in different areas, in the real estate aspect and then in the shared office space. So the real estate as in longer term tenants and then shared office space as in short term tenants. So, we have, that is one of our, our own unique things. We go into a building, where it's our own building. And, we look at the market. Again, a place like we work, we wouldn't be going into their backyard and they wouldn't be coming into our backyard because they can't. It's more dense, the hub, that they can't just open up 100,000 square feet building in that area, in that space. So, we're definitely looking at, other locations throughout, whether it's, in Jersey, Brooklyn. I mean, a very active, real estate team that's, but I focus mostly in the Corner Office aspect.
Okay. Nice, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, let's take some pressure off of Sam. Let's put it on Dave.
Bring it on.
Bring it on, Dave. So, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave is...
Giants or Jets first?
I'll make it easy. Neither.
All right.
He's like, I bet on the Sabre team. So
I bet on Gene the Machine Alert.
yeah, that's right. See?
Yeah.
So
that's my team.
That's the team for real.
I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. I'm starting 5, man. So, Dave, tell the people how where you from. Tell them
Sure.
who you are.
Mm-hmm. My roots, Massachusetts. I grew up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Love Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm. Patriots fan.
That's not making it easy.
I'll tell you what. I'm actually really a Celtics fan. Really a Celtics fan.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Yeah. But back in the day, Larry Bird, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Parrish. I grew up on those guys.
I feel you.
I grew up on those guys. So that was instilled in me, through my dad early on. Got into real estate when I, soon after I moved to New York. But actually, my roots are also in the music business. So I'm actually a trained musician.
Oh, really?
I play guitar. I can sing. I can write music.
What? He threw us a curveball.
Yeah, that was a curveball.
So I graduated from the Berkeley College of Music.
What?
I did a 5-year program there. So I started there, and I actually originally moved to New York to try to get into music.
I thought you was a real estate square, man.
I'm gonna keep you guys, guessing.
He's like Leonard Steinberg, man.
Yeah,
Leonard was on the show.
But I'll tell you what. So in terms of the entrepreneurial side, that creative side of I use it every day.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I use it every day. I think that's probably one of my greatest strengths in terms of what I bring, in terms of value, in terms of to my team.
You jazz it up.
It's the creativity.
Yeah,
jazz it up a little bit. But more like problem solving, just being creative and coming up with solutions to issues that happen every day.
Yeah, that's why you're the leader. I feel you.
So that's my background too, and then how did it all kind of morph into me getting into? So look, about 2008-ish. Mm-hmm. A lot happening, a lot of turmoil in terms of the overall economy.
Where the money go?
Yeah, and also I don't know if you guys probably know, but so many changes in the music industry as a whole in terms of just everything,
Buying and
going
selling
from records, like everything was records and like merchandising and
MP.
and then everything just flipped and
Stream.
right, and everything went stream. Everything went digital, and it really just changed the music industry completely.
Yeah.
Everything went from records to everything else, basically, like flipped around. So I was trying to figure out, like, where do I fit in here, and do I really want to try to fit in? So still love all the artistic, parts of it, but as
That's
a
part of
business, very tricky business. So I made a pivot, I like to say. I pivoted to real estate, and that was about 10 years ago.
Did someone
never looked back?
Put you on to that? Like that
Yeah,
was that
how did
pivot?
you-
Someone like moving you, or
I think, it was kind of like my father was an entrepreneur
okay.
as well. He always had like
blood.
2 or 3 businesses going. He was a teacher. He had an insurance business. He owned restaurants. So I think it was just kind of something that I was interested in.
Got it.
And I knew I could create something of my own over time, and that excited me.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. See, a lot of people don't really understand that in order for you to actually make movements in business, there has to be some sort of a fire there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it would be interesting actually to try to. I don't even know where I get that my own personal fire.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anyone. There's no one in my family.
You're different.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I was just born like.
Yeah, you're different.
Like damn, I want to
Yeah,
make
nah.
a lot of money, but
Yeah, no, it's serious because if you're going to force someone to do business, you're gonna flop. Mm-hmm. You cannot force them to do business. You have to get in line with like-minded individual, and then you will prosper. If you try to force in, don't do it.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
My whole
Don't-
life, I mean, that's the name of the game. I mean, there's so many, like successful person who you get the chance to be in the same circle. You obviously you want to give off a really good impression, and you want to build a relationship with them. I'm looking back to when when I was a teenager, not that long ago, but any one of these people, whether it's a friend's father or whatever the case is, I wanted to build a relationship because you never know down the road what's going to come.
Synergy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you talk about that word, it goes very, very far within every relationship that you build, even with instruments. If you don't have synergy with that guitar, if you come on,
Well said. Well said.
Yeah,
in terms of, hey, let's take whatever. Let's take a band.
yeah,
Right? If they don't have that synergy,
Come on,
if they can't
man.
work together.
Come
Now, there's
on.
some bands that have made it happen somehow. They didn't like each other, but
Yeah.
they made it work because
Yeah.
it was so successful.
Yeah.
There's some bands that come to mind, but you're right in terms of the music side of it, making music together.
Yeah.
Right. There has to be that synergy.
Yeah,
amongst the team
man.
members,
Yeah,
the players.
man.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. That when you actually go to do business, right, you want to make sure that you're with like-minded individuals.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's definitely important.
You want to do that, and every entrepreneur should really take a check. You should actually check yourself to make sure: is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to do? That's why you get the pivot. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because from myself personally, I ask because that's one of the things that I found to be useful in my life is that I construct questions that only I can answer. You see what I'm saying? And these questions are the questions that I think entrepreneurs should learn to craft.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
And I think from meeting you two gentlemen, I know that like-mindedness is here.
It's in there. It's there. It's there. It's all around us.
Yeah, no, these
it's
two guys
it's
are
on both
focused.
sides of us. too.
No, and along those lines, I also think, like, for example, like, let's say you're considering creating something or you're considering joining a team. It's vital that whatever larger goal you're trying to achieve, that your goals are aligned as well. and I'm sure you guys meet a lot of people in various capacities in terms of opportunities.
All the time.
Right.
All
and
the
so,
time.
But what does it really boil down to?
Exactly.
And this could be for anybody that's considering creating something or considering joining something that already exists. Is the big picture, it has to be aligned.
It has to
be, or it just won't work.
Now talk about alignment, right?
Yeah. How did you get Gene on your team?
Big picture.
That's
How did you get me on the team? No, we know.
Our big pictures are very similar.
Yeah.
He's a Scorpio. That's
forget
it.
about it.
Yeah, he's a Scorpio, Brooklyn. That's it. But talking about alignment, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about comfort and you talk about opportunity, right, for a corner office, what qualities do you see of successful entrepreneurs?
Specifically, all around corner office.
Yeah. Like in general. What traits do you see that help entrepreneurs become successful?
Sure.
And how?
What type of people are in your place? What type of people are in your place?
I mean, look, there's, you see all, any entrepreneurs, people who are, very successful. There's no doubt that they're just they're around the clock. There's no doubt that they're just. I mean, my phone is on, especially dealing with 30 to 40 different companies, maybe more, across 3 locations. There's the leasing end, which I got to get them into the office. You got to give the tour, the follow-ups, the sales, which you guys are very familiar with, right? And then there's the management side, where I got to make sure that they're taken care of. So there's definitely, I see time management was huge, to try to just, because there's so much, the tours, the management, you really had to, set aside, time for this. You have to really focus on the time management. As well as, I'm a really structured guy. I'm an early riser. I don't know. What about you guys? You guys are early risers?
Absolutely.
Who's married? Who's married? Any married
Yeah,
people?
I'm actually married.
Yeah.
Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married. Yeah.
Cool,
so,
man.
So how do you balance?
He's pretty much married too, man. But you're not gonna.
No,
it's not official, but David's there.
Again, look, it goes into No, you'll be fine. No, but again, it goes into the same time management. I'm an early riser. I'm waking up, 5:30 a.m. every single morning. I'm going, whether I'm going to be back at work at some point in the night, but sometimes there's just a family first where you got to be, you got to make sure that you have time for your family and you got to do what you got to do. So, usually you try to make that around dinner time, you would say. But again, if it's 5 o'clock where I'll make it for that day and, I'll be back at 5, I'll probably be back in the office at 7. If it's 7, I might be back at the office at 10. If it's, later, if the day was just crazy at, 8, 9, I may not go back to the office. But the point is that, it's a constant grind. And I'm ready for the task I wake up every single day just ready for something new to come.
Man, I feel the passion in you, bro.
I love
how do you
the
balance?
vibe.
Yeah, he's on fire, man.
No, I love his vibe, man.
He's on fire.
Listen, I'll tell you something like this to make it stronger. Every single person, you got to know that you're replaceable. Every single person is replaceable. Now, I wake up, and I think everyone should, I'm not the guy to Mr. Know-It-All, I'm a young kid, so I'm not here to, I think people could try to learn and listen to what I have to say, but I'm not here that this is what you have to do. But every single person, this is what I learned from my mentors, my bosses, and like this, that you're replaceable, and every single morning, you have to wake up. How are you going to be irreplaceable that day? What are you going to do differently that someone can't do? What are you going to do differently that if you have to leave the company that it's a loss on their end, So that's literally what it is. And no matter what business, you could talk about the biggest CEOs, and you see it all in the news all the time, where this CEO stepped down, this CEO, this, because there's so much that goes into it that for whatever happened, at the end of the day, they'll figure something else out for the next person. For the company to grow and move forward, they need someone else. So clearly, that executive CEO that you thought nothing will ever happen to him, and he will be there just like forever,
untouchable.
Untouchable, exactly. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what?
Done.
That guy, exactly, done. So you got to know that.
Tip
that's
of
it.
the day. That was the tip of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tip of the day is wake up in the morning
And
and be irreplaceable.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's one of the realest things I've ever heard on this podcast. So,
Thank you.
from a guest, what's your tip of the day, Dave?
Oh man,
The pressure.
I can give like a little flavor here.
Yeah.
So-
Dave is smooth, man.
So, it's when you're building something, there's a lot of moving parts, right? Mm-hmm. Try to figure out. So, for example, there's this really cool book by Gary Keller.
Gary Keller Williams. Okay.
One thing. Try this out, right? This is a really cool exercise. When you're struggling to find what your priority is, ask yourself this question: what's the one thing I can do right now, based on what all these various things that I have to do, that are push me forward today, right? What's the one thing I can do, right? Given one activity, for example,
Okay.
right? That's a very grounding question. And I would recommend to any like entrepreneur.
I
to
came
check out
from
that book.
I was in film.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was in film, and I made a switch, and now I'm in medical school, and I asked myself a question one day. I asked myself, what is the one thing that I could do where I can help as many people as I possibly can? And then it just all started to roll into this thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Because I also
absolutely.
think like it's part of getting through all that noise. Like there's 1,000 things you could do in any given day.
Yeah, for real.
It's like really just boiling things down.
Yeah.
It's as simple as they can possibly
Concrete.
be, right? So if you do that, like, let's say there's 8 different buckets of things that you have to do that day. What's the one thing that I absolutely must do, like given this certain activity, right? What's the one thing I must do to push my business forward? If you constantly are asking yourself that, and then you're constantly pushing forward. So
Yeah.
It's actually
I feel
interesting.
good.
You said
That feels good.
Yeah, you said earlier that Leonard Steinberg was on the show, right?
Yeah.
Big time.
So first of all, that's pretty cool. But
Big up to Leonard Steinberg. Big
I
up
don't
to
think
Leonard
we
Steinberg.
ever even discussed this, but Compass is actually one of the projects, the Markel Group, which is I said earlier is a parent company to us. Is they have a huge project going on Beach 116.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in the Rockaways.
that project.
So Compass is actually the leading in sales and marketing. For that project, so we guys, we're intertwined not only,
Yeah.
on all ends, So it's,
I love it.
Like-minded people.
Yes.
I would imagine.
yeah,
Talking about helping lots of people, right? You help a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot. And I applaud you for that, and because I'm telling you, one of the biggest things, especially early on in this podcast, and especially early on for me when I started out ACA, I was I was stealing office space, because anywhere I could work outside of my home, that's where I worked. So if someone was like, "Oh, let's have a meeting." Next thing you know, that meeting turned into, "Oh, can I go here and do some work for because until my next meeting?" Next thing you know, I'm there for like 3 hours.
Exactly.
Right. But then meeting people in the city, I had no office. Right. So
Networking.
I used to go to the Marriott. I used to go to the W on 42nd.
Didn't you have one of those rental places on Park Avenue?
No, that was at the that was towards the end of my city run, right?
Oh, okay.
But then I ended up getting an office in Williamsburg, physical location for myself. But when I first started, I was working anywhere, right? Me and my team were working anywhere, right? And so I know the struggle as young entrepreneurs, and so. I don't know how to explain it, what I want to explain for you, but I know the value that you're adding. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? And I know what Corner Office, and I want to encourage entrepreneurs out there. Like, if you're listening to the show, and if you're listening to the show, there has to be a way. I want you to just take a look at it, right?
Please,
before you
come
go
on
to
by.
WeWork and before you go to Regis and all these other people. I don't know if Regis is still around, but try them out. You know, these guys.
And if you can't make it, to just come by, at least come to the event, which we didn't even get.
Oh, we're getting to the event right now.
We got to
Matter
get there.
Matter of fact.
Exactly. Take it away, Gene.
Let's announce it, right? So, Faith Grind Inspire, the Saba team, Compass, and Corner Office, we're putting together an event. So you guys can actually come out. This is an announcement. Jeff's like, what? So, Tim too. So you can come out, meet us, and we're going to have an event called Entrepreneurs Eve the day before Halloween. Because I don't celebrate Halloween, but I do celebrate Entrepreneurs Eve, and we're gonna network, we're gonna build, we're gonna take a tour of on one of your properties.
Exactly.
It's a rooftop. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have open bar. It's gonna be a good time, and you're gonna network with like-minded people who get things done. And it's sponsored by Corner Office. So come out October 30th, Brooklyn, New York. What's the address?
847 Lexington Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11221.
Yes. So you'll see the promotion. We're making an announcement today, so the episode is going to be airing today, of course.
Oh, cool.
And so we'll have all the information. You can check it out. So look forward to see you guys there. Come check it out.
Gene, you nailed it. This is exciting.
Yeah,
this
man.
is exciting. Come for drink a little L'chaim, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Mazel tov.
Yeah. And come say hello.
Yes. So, how does the? I'm not trying. How does the state of Brooklyn right now, right? As far as real estate goes, because you said development, you guys own the buildings. That
we're in the restaurant business.
You're in the restaurant business, healthcare. That's what he's in. You know. So, how do you manage all this? How do you guys? Do you delegate to the different team members? Like,
yeah, sure. So I'll tell you, I'm personally not in the vision of all these different businesses. I'm focused day to day on Corner Office NYC. I live and breathe, wake up, go to sleep thinking Corner Office NYC. You know what I mean? That. So, but look, the Markel Group, which is, a development team, they're, right above one of our locations. And just to go into the real estate knowledge that they know, excuse me, the real estate knowledge that they know, they're, for our management side, if there's anything that's ever needed, they're right there. We just pull them from, the real estate end. So it's not like we're, everything's all in-house. Everything's all right there. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So any last words? Matter of fact, before we say that, you guys have to answer this one question.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Is this like a question that you guys have
every week?
Every show? It's
every
the same
show.
Question?
Yep. Out of Faith, Grind, Inspire.
Okay, I know that.
I was like, you listen to the show, so you already know where I was going.
Okay,
which word resonates with you?
Grind.
Yeah, of course.
Grind all day.
Of course.
Why?
Look. Let's just look at what our company's about. Yeah. Our company is short term.
Yeah.
Short term rental. You can take an office for a day, a month, a year. We'll customize a package for you. Now, that being said, I'm going to get back to this in a second. We also have virtual addresses. If someone wants to open up a company, they need an LLC, Amazon owners, whatever you can rent an address from us with mail forwarding, with the whole thing. We have conference room. If you just want to meet a client, a nice executive conference room, you come to us. We, check out our website, Corner Office NYC. But again, there's so much. And so just to go back to the beginning, what I was saying, that short-term rentals, it's a constant grind because, there's so much turnover, so you're just always on your toes, making sure that you're finding a tenant for that first of the next month or the next day or whatever it is. And being that there's so many different parts to it, conference rooms, virtual addresses, office space, there's just so much going on. It's a constant grind, and you got to make sure, it keeps you on your toes, and I love every second of it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What about you, Dave?
Big Sam.
First of all,
that's your new name.
Sam. That totally resonates
Big
with me.
Sam.
Yes.
You got to have that if you're an entrepreneur. But I'm going to boil it down to faith.
Faith. Okay.
And the reason why is because, now hear me out for a second. grind, inspiration, those are integral.
Yeah.
You have to have those.
Yeah.
But the seed is faith.
Yeah, I
The
hate
seed is faith.
Preach.
I hate
Absolutely.
I hate
Why? Because how are you going to grind if you don't even believe in yourself?
Yeah,
I
I feel
agree.
you.
Right?
I feel you.
I agree.
How are you going to inspire other people?
I feel you. I feel
if you
you.
don't,
If you don't believe.
right?
Yeah, nah.
You don't believe in
Yeah,
yourself
nah, I
and believe in
feel
what
you.
you're doing
I feel
day to
you.
day. So for
I feel
me,
you.
what it boils down to is it boils down to faith in yourself, faith in your and the people around you, and what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
Yeah, spoken like a true leader.
That's a leader right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
As a believer, that's I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I'm Orthodox, and listen, that's about every day.
Still
Yeah.
grind though.
No.
You gotta keep grinding.
No. So
No,
you,
of course, faith is everything.
Yeah,
But again,
nah.
it's
Yeah, for real.
so you said you didn't grow up around entrepreneurs?
No, I didn't. I mean, my father's a hardworking man. He works for the city. He has a few jobs. He's a hardworking man, and I saw that's where what I picked up from him.
Got it.
He wasn't so much the entrepreneur. He's a family man. Around us a lot, working hard. And he got up. And actually, that's where I grew up in a house where he was out of the house 5:30 a.m. every single morning. So yeah, a lot of props to him so much. But just the actual entrepreneur, hustle, bustling. Loving a city that never sleeps. I mean. That is not as that passion. I'm not sure where it comes from.
Your mom say, "What are you doing, Sam?"
Yeah. But yeah, listen. I walk these streets. I mean, I'm sure you guys do too. Walking, the city, just look at just the buildings. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, any last tips, advice that you want to give entrepreneurs about anything, about success, about how to get there?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Be out there.
Be out there.
Go network,
Yeah,
meet people.
yeah.
How if you're gonna ask someone for something, try to provide as much or more value, right? But be out there.
I like it.
Dave does
Yeah.
this.
I like
it.
it.
No, that's
Dave
what I
does
like
this.
that.
I can attest to
Add
that.
value.
I
Yeah.
feel him
Yeah.
on that. I do feel him on that.
And
He
you know,
does that.
There's gonna be resistance there. Be like, man, I don't know if I can go and have a meeting with that person. They're like on this level, But you got to break through that wall. That's
true.
just you
Absolutely.
talking to yourself.
Yeah. Get out your comfort zone.
Get out-
Be, what did I
yeah.
say? Be out there.
Be out
Be
there.
out there.
Be out there.
Yeah.
That's my advice. Be out there.
I would honestly just add to that and jump on that train because I love it. And, a recent venture that I've been trying to just do something that's being out there, especially as a young, someone who's young trying to get out there is really the, value of LinkedIn.
Okay, LinkedIn.
So, whether it was just an event the other week that I went to, and I usually never go to these events, but I decided, what, I want to get out there. I didn't invite any friends to come with me, because that wasn't the goal. My goal was to meet as many people as I can there. And the second that I don't feel like I need to be there, I'm out. And and thank God it was very successful. I just threw myself in there and met many, many wonderful people that I hope to do business or just have a relationship with. And now we're on that LinkedIn grind too.
I like that. Yeah, we're friends on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we're friends. Exactly. We're friends.
So I want to say thank you. Thank you. So to David and Sam and
Big Sam.
Big Jeff, right? With the toast.
Yeah.
Dave, man.
Gene,
The event
So,
October
October 30th. Once
Wednesday
again,
night.
Wednesday night, October 30th.
All invited.
Yes, everyone's invited. And so
Wednesday night?
Wednesday night, the 30th, October 30th.
Yeah.
I'll be in class.
Yeah, I know. But you'll be there on FaceTime. I'll FaceTime you on the
exactly.
new iPhone 11.
Oh, great.
All invited. I'm looking.
Anyway, so look, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Faith Grind Inspired Podcast. I want to thank our producer Tim on the camera and on the production.
Yeah,
He's the
double,
man.
you get double checks.
Yo, double. So I want to thank I want to thank Sam. I want to thank David. I want to thank Compass. I want to thank Corner Office. Corner Office does have something special to
I know
offer.
the value Corner Office adds.
What?
Confidence.
Where's the check? You got to cut the check for that one. He's like, yeah, there you go.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, I like that one. So anyway, I want to thank Compass. I'm sorry.
No.
Cumulus, OG Podcast Network, and for the opportunity. I want to thank all the listeners, all the
those listeners.
Everyone who subscribes to our channel.
We love them.
We love you guys. Appreciate you. Catch us every single Wednesday because we're consistent. That's my tip of the week. Be consistent.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Continue to grind, continue to shine, and keep going no matter what.
Hey, what's going on? This is Gene Alert, Faith Grind Inspired Podcast. And like I told you, this is the event hosted by Corner Office NYC, one of the best executive suite spaces, office rental spaces in New York. And they're hosting Entrepreneurs Eve October 30th. I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. Don't tell nobody. I'm giving you a little sneak peek of where we're gonna have this event, right? Really sexy, on top of Corner Office. So come follow me. Out here, we have beautiful views. We're gonna have, there's gonna be music, open bar, some light hors d'oeuvres. Let's take a look. Welcome to Bed-Stuy. Welcome to Brooklyn. So out here we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna network entrepreneurs such as yourselves. We look forward to building with you guys. Come through here. Nice city views. We have city views. It's beautiful. It's gonna be a good time. Brooklyn, baby. We're gonna be hanging out here, just having a good time. And if it gets a little cold, if it gets a little chilly, we can go in here. Come over here. We have some televisions. We're gonna have bar. It's gonna be a good time. Come out, Corner Office NYC, Saba team at Compass, Faith Grind Inspired Podcast, Entrepreneurs Eve, October 30th. See you there.